this is Irma Francis. I'd like to do just a short video on the ego and how I kind of perceive that and how, I align that with the work that I do and helping people as a spiritual mentor, people that are on the spiritual path. And something I really wanted to acknowledge is if you kind of relate to being an empath, a highly sensitive person, it's very possible that plugging in and giving a lot of focus and attention to the spiritual path and being on that spiritual path, that the ego is something to maybe get rid of, or it's something negative, or something that shouldn't be running the show, which in the bigger picture of things, in the whole picture of things, that's true. But for empaths and highly sensitive people, I think it's really important to be aware of and kind of just take a look at possibly that's not where your focus really needs to be. It could very well be that your ego needs to be somewhat strengthened, because we do live in this three-dimensional existence where it is run mostly at this point in time by the egos of the world that kind of, have set things up to where they are now. Mostly, not, of course, not overall. But that's kind of getting off the point. My true point is, if you are an empath and a highly sensitive person, getting rid of the ego or working at a spiritual path where the focus is kind of moving the ego to the background, that may not be the best thing for you as an empath and a highly sensitive person, because odds are your ego hasn't been in the forefront and running your life. So it could be maybe almost the opposite for you. And it's just something to look into, to bring into your awareness and to consider. And in regards to the ego, from my perspective and how I kind of integrate it into the work that I do, the ego in itself is not the enemy. A wounded ego can bring you into a position in your life of making decisions based on that woundedness. And in that case, then it is an issue and it is something that needs to be addressed. But that is the wounded ego. Ideally, what we want to get to live a balanced life would be a healthy present day ego. And an integration of that ego with our higher self and the healthy ego, that is. If it's an ego, the healthy present day ego, if it's your ego is in a place of being wounded from something from the past, then we will act out from those wounds and we will see the things in our lives from that wounded place, and we will have triggers and reaction to that, and that won't and will always feel like thrown off balance because of that. And so those are things to really, really kind of look into deeper for yourself to see if anything I'm saying kind of connects with you, that you relate with. So it's just a really short video on bringing the attention, especially to empaths and highly sensitive people in regards to the ego, and also that ideally to live an integrated, balanced life, we don't want to get rid of our ego. We want our ego to be a healthy, present day ego. So we aren't kind of pulled into the wounds of the past and acting out from that.